Well, hello, Viking fans, and welcome to the 2024 edition of Viking Talk with Josh Morgan. I'm Brandon Davis, and as always, glad to have with me Warren Central head football coach Josh Morgan. Coach, it's like Christmas morning.
That's right.
Yeah, football is back in Warren County. It's an exciting time. But before we close the door on our 2023 campaign, let's go back and look at some of the highlights. A long laundry list of achievements, Coach. Region championship, second round in playoffs, numerous all-region and all-state players. You had 3 that represented us at the All-Star games. But most importantly, an accolade for you, a very deserving accolade, 100th win as head coach here at Warren Central. So as you reflect back over last year, what was your thoughts on what you were able to accomplish?
Well, that brings back some good memories. That very thankful for the journey that we were able to have. Really good group of seniors that we were proud of, and that we feel very confident that they're going to go on to do really great things. And very pleased with how it all went, other than the fact of us not reaching the ultimate goal, and really felt like we had a chance. So, very thankful. Our coaches do a phenomenal job. We're really proud of our program and the coaches that invest so much of their time and heart into it. And a lot of people have their hands in this program, and it means a lot to them. And you, for example, and along others that just really invest into our program, and it sure is to see us. It's good to see us be successful and give our kids wonderful opportunities and give them the best that we have and watch them flourish in it. And it's been really an honor to see our kids really have a top-notch program, really develop in it and watch it do so much good for them. Has been one of the pleasures of this job.
Well, you're a humble guy, and you're not going to take credit because you never do that. You always give credit to others. But getting that 100th win as head coach here at Warren Central, your dad served here, your brother's on the staff with you, you and your other brothers played here. But being the head coach here at Warren Central, getting that 100th win, that had to be very satisfying for you.
Well, it is. It is definitely some validation there, and very thankful for it. But like I mentioned, it's all of ours, and I think that's rightfully so. From Coach Green and his wonderful staff at our junior high, and all the work that they put in and developing, getting kids to come out, and it's just it is theirs. It's theirs just like it is mine. We share that to our 9th grade staff, Coach Williams and his wonderful staff, and it's just we really have a good setup, and we've really been very fortunate with the support from our administrator to run a program the way it needs to be run to be successful. This program means a lot to a lot of people, including myself, and it's a high standard. It is the best of the best. We want to keep it that way. A lot of work goes into it, so to be successful, it means the world, and it just makes us hungry for more.
You talk about that success. Well, that means the work never stops. Football's become a year-round sport in every state, but especially here at Warren Central. Talk a little bit about your off-season program.
It has. You hit the nail on the head. We see our kids a lot, which is a good thing. We want to see them. We want to invest in them, but it never stops. It never stops. And for example, when our season, as you mentioned, after it was over with, we were in the weight room, and we go through a 12-week program of just off-season, really trying to get our kids, developing them again, working on them in so many different facets. We try to reach them spiritually and educationally and physically, and we pour everything we can into them, but that never stops. And we'll bring some new people out that not been with our program, and if they can toe the mark and help us, we like to do that, and we've had some success doing that. But it's and then we'll ride that all the way into our spring training, which really means a lot to us. And then in the summertime, we just keep rolling.
Yeah.
So it's been good for us. I think it's necessary, and we really have. Coach Rob does a really good job with our weight program. It's just every day having a process in the weight room. Coach Hughes has been a big asset to us in that development and strength and conditioning and speed work. And then it's been really good, and it's working, and our kids know it's working, and when they buy into it, it makes a lot of difference.
development's certainly there. You can see it through the kids as they progress throughout the years. It's really neat to see. But Coach, a new team, a new year. Our offense, you've got quarterback Nash Morgan coming back, some key spots on the offensive line, and then at the skill position. But what should we expect from this Viking offense this season?
We've had some question marks there. Number one is, Zach Evans last year was so productive to us. He was a playmaker and really put the ball in the end zone and made big plays for us. That productivity that he had is going to be missed. But like you just said, we've got a lot of our core guys back, so we're excited about that. A year under Nash's belt is going to help him out tremendously, and he looks very confident in what he's doing. And I think you'll see Coach Rob use so much more of what the playbook entails, and there's so much more that he can do now with a returning starter at quarterback, and so we're excited about that. Maddox is a guy that's going to be just a tremendous weapon for us, has been, and we're really excited about that. Got two tailbacks coming back with a really big experience last year, and E.J. Collins and Aiden Greer. Jadarius Miller is another guy that we do a lot with, and really smart player, and so we've got a good group coming back, and good core coming back. But I'm excited to watch us just because of really the experience that Nash was able to get last year, and the big jump that we're all hoping that he takes for us, and the potential that we have right there. Because I'm telling you, when Rob, when he has a quarterback that can do all that he wants to do with it, it's dangerous, and it's really fun to watch, and execution-wise, really makes us hard to defend.
Well, that's a good point. Talking with Rob, he mentioned that he didn't have that home run player that he's had in the past. But if you look at the offense and what you've got returning, you've got a good balance of people coming back. A lot of kids have played a lot of time. Yeah. This could be a better offense than what we saw last season.
And that's what we're hoping for. Like, it's going to make us harder to defend if we're all getting that productivity and can't just zero in on one person, right. For example. Jalen Winters is going to be big for us in the passing game. We've got some guys there that we're going to push. We're looking at Gavin Davenport and Landon Green, two defensive starters that have really been productive at running back too. So we're excited about the possibility, and they've really come along chemistry-wise. The offensive line, Spencer has done a really good job for us, moving from tackle to center to replace Bo right there, and Donovan Taylor is another guy that's coming back, Marquise Overton. So we've got some continuity there that we're excited about, and it's really it's going to be fun to watch it all come together.
Defensively, we always have a strong defense here at Warren Central. We are replacing some key pieces. Julian Denby, Garrett Orgis,
yeah.
Zach Evans played back there as well. We had some other key players on the defensive ball that we graduated off to send on to bigger and better things. But you return a lot of experience on the defensive side of the ball. You could have maybe one of the best defensive lines in the state. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's Julian and Garrett were both, we didn't lose much, but the ones that we lost were super productive.
Right,
I mean, I'm telling you, Garrett could defend so much, when you're 6'4" and with, huge wingspan, and could really control the perimeter. Julian was just a tackling machine. But we were able to build depth last year. We're definitely expecting another strong year from our defensive unit. Defensive line is back. Alan Oliver got to play a lot of really big snaps for us, started some for us last year. So those guys are all back, and we're excited about them. It's the difference in being a great player and a bunch of great players versus being a great team and a great unit and a great defense. And that's what we're working on right now, is getting them all to play together within the system, what they're being asked to do. And the quicker we do that, the quicker we'll see how good we really can be.
You always talk about those hidden yards and those extra points that you get on the special teams, and we've always done a great job with the special team unit here at Warren Central, but you've got a huge weapon in Jonah Artman coming back, one of the top kickers, and not in the state but the Southeast. And also, I think the experience of what you have with Harbor Williams coming back as your short snapper, and your long snapper. So got to be excited about the special team unit.
Yes, really blessed there because it's Jonah has been a weapon and will continue to be and still improving. I'm really excited about the what we ask him to do, and him kicking the ball off consistently in the end zone is huge for us. The consistency that he has and the range is increasing, really every week as far as how far he can kick it and what stretches us there. So excited about that. Harbor is going to do long snapping and short snapping. It's such a blessing. Again, Nash is back holding. Maddox will be our punter, so the entire special teams kicking wise is back. And you talk about the way we approach special teams and use it. That's a really big step in the right direction for us. You're exactly right. And for us to be successful, got to be strong in all three phases. So we're going to lean on that, expecting with that. We're excited about the potential of Jonah's a really good athlete. There's going to be a lot of things that we can do with Jonah to keep people off balance, as well as Maddox in our fake game as well. So to keep people on their toes and also extend drives. So it's a blessing to have them back, and we're looking for them to really carry on and get better and improve and set us up in good spots to win.
Yeah, you talk about Jonah being a good athlete. He made a couple of tackles last year's kicker. We're going to try to avoid that this season, but at least he's willing to do it if he needs to.
Jonah had one of our top 40s when we were running 40s. Jonah had one of the top 40 times.
Really?
And he can run, and so that immediately my radar went off. Like, man, we got to use this. Yeah. So we're going to see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Jonah, one of Coach Greg Head's stars on the soccer team here at Warren Central, a versatile kid, and glad to have him. This is Viking Talk, visiting with Josh Morgan. Coach, last Friday night we traveled across to Flowood, Northwest Rankin, preseason game. Came away with a 21-14 win after 2 quarters of varsity play. But what were you able to take away from that contest?
Glad we did it. First thing when we got done, so glad that we were able to do it. So glad we were able to come out healthy. So there's so many things that you just need to play. You just need to get on film. You need to go through those experiences just so you can fix them. And I thought we were sharp for the most part, especially offensively. Again, enough to work on and get better at, to improve. It's all about improving. I was excited about how we traveled and approached the trip with a new unit, new team. It's a business-like approach, and that's the way we handled it. How we warmed up, you could tell we were an old team. I've been in situations like that where you're bringing in a young group and their eyes are, huge, and you can tell that they're how it just. So our group was ready. Our group was poised, as they should be, and they were ready to roll. So that was really good for us to see. I thought we started off fast. We had some penalties and things of that nature, but I was excited. I thought we were balanced on offense. I thought we made some explosive plays. Thought we ran the ball well. So I was very pleased with it. Defensively, we got some things to work on, and we will. And I feel like we've gotten better this week at it, and really hold them to a high standard. And I felt like that we were not as sharp as we should have been or could have been. And of course, the kicking was not live. But we were able to go through kind of the motions and at least get some kicks off and field some punts and kickoffs, which is always good to put them in that environment. So very glad we did it. I thought it was well run and well organized, and we got exactly what we needed to get out of it.
It's always good to get those mistakes out early and understand what you've got, what you're dealing with. There was a series with the defense. It didn't look like a Warren Central defense. You can take that and teach off that this week and not have to worry about that going forward, hopefully.
Absolutely. And sometimes, the way we use it, when you make mistakes, we're going to try to get better from it. And that's all what it's about, and improve on it. And so hopefully we'll be able to clean that up and be sharper when we play Clinton.
Well, talking about Clinton, this Friday night we kick off the 2024 regular season, bringing over the Clinton Arrows in the 62nd Red Carpet Bowl game. A great game. We'll talk about that contest and what that means to the community here in a minute. But what can you tell us about John Carr's Arrow squad?
Well, the first thing is when you're playing a new coach that's running a new offense, and you've got 2 quarters of a jamboree to go off of, that's really aggravating. And so, there's going to be some things that we're not prepared for. There's going to be some things that we haven't seen, and we've talked about this. And But you know, they look good in their jamboree. I know Coach has a really good reputation offensive wise. We're expecting them to go fast and use tempo. And they have some dynamic, explosive players on the edge, 3 or 4 of them, and a quarterback who is really doing a good job of running that offense. 2 really thick and explosive backs. So they're going to be hard to defend offensively. Defensively, they're always good and run to the ball and play really aggressive. And so you know it'll be. Offensively, for us, defensively, it'll be a game of adjustments and making sure that we are coaching them up on the sideline, because there's a lot that we don't know going into this really blind to a certain standpoint right there. And we try to prepare them the best we can, but we are ready to do different things based off of what they're trying to do.
John Carr was on Terry Bowden's staff at UL Monroe last season. And, you know, Coach, having a chance to go for recruiting visits, they ran a high-tempo type offense. Obviously would expect something similar, as you talked about. But, you know, they were a 1-9 team last season, and that's a very proud program, and you know they're going to be coming back swinging. But talk about the disadvantage of how, and you said you're going to have to do a lot of adjustments during the game, but just talk about the disadvantage that you were at going up against this Arrow squad.
Well, you know, one of the biggest things that we try to do as a coaching staff is to prepare and study and tendencies and all that. Mm-hmm. Well, it takes all that out the window. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can't tell you for certain what's going to happen right here. We can't tell you to be on alert for this, or we can't tell. And you mix that with a tempo, which we're not able to see personnel, and we're not able to go to what we've been studying all week and prepare for in film study. So it takes us out of the game a little bit. And that's not a very comforting feeling as a coach. Mm-hmm. So, you know, again, it goes back to us being the best version of ourselves, make sure we're running ourselves right, aligning ourselves right, doing our jobs right, and then it really shouldn't really dictate and get us out of position as long as we're on point and playing our position and doing what we're supposed to do. So that's how we'll combat that, especially early on, and we'll make adjustments as needed as it goes on.
Play fundamental football.
That's
and
right.
Make adjustments when you need to.
That's exactly right.
It's the 62nd Red Carpet Bowl Classic. You know, an outstanding group of men and women in our community that put this game on. It's a scholarship program for the youth of Warren County. Coach, you've been a part of this for your entire life. Either, you know, your dad coached in it, you probably were a water boy, you played in it, now you coached in it. Discuss the importance of this game for the community. Well,
you know, we've had a long-standing relationship. The Red Carpet Bowl members, we have great relationships with them. They do a really good job of just being consistently involved, consistently over all those years you mentioned, being involved, giving back to the community, putting this on that our kids look forward to. But it's not been a 5 and 6 year type deal and then they kind of fade away. It's not been 10. This is going on, and you've got guys that really make it a point to keep it going and really run it and being organized. And you know, got to tip your hat to them for putting it on. And as far as players and being coaches in it, it's a staple around here. It's tradition. Kids look forward to it. It's here lately. The last 20 years or so, it's been that first game of the year most of the time. So it's kind of that christening of your seasoning. And kids are fortunate they get to play for a trophy, the very first game, you know. And so it's a fun thing that our kids are really blessed to be a part of, and us as coaches as well. So we're very thankful for them and proud to be a part of it. Heat should be a factor tomorrow night. Obviously, it's Mississippi in August, so you know heat's an issue. Game is pushed back to 7:30. Dealing with the heat, I know y'all have done a good job this summer. Any concerns going into this game with the heat? Just be as proactive as we can. You know, make sure our guys are hydrating and taking care of them, and also, you know, watch for those guys that are starting to cramp before it gets too late, and being prepared if somebody goes down, and you know, step 1, step 2, and so just taking our proactive approaches and having a plan in place, and you know, doing our best due diligence to take care of our guys and also have a plan if something were to happen. Well, it's a new team. We talked about that. So you've got a new setup, coach. It's game week. You've got install week. You've got everything that goes on with that.
How's the team responded this week?
They're ready. They're ready to go. They're ready to go. We were ready to see somebody in the jamboree. They're tired of looking at each other, and you know, that's always an interesting deal. It's been fun to see them go back and forth, and you know, one of them's not ready to surrender to the other one. You talk about the offense and defensive unit, and they've had some good battles, and you know, kind of that marking territory, so to speak, and it's been good. Nobody's backed down, and everybody's competing, but we're ready to play. Really excited about the year, and then you put on the red carpet bowl, and then one of your old rivals like Clinton coming in, and so everybody's really excited and ready to go.
Well, what's going to be the keys to beating this Arrow squad?
Well, you know, the first thing that comes to mind is turnovers and special teams, and the reason I say that is early in the year, you know, you're not going to be as sharp as you would later on in the year. That's to be expected. So turnovers, easy points, things like that, field position, you know, all that stuff that shortens up fields and makes drives shorter and things like that. Those are going to be really important. And third down conversions. You know, we've got to do a good job on both sides of the ball, and here's why. They're going tempo. Tempo doesn't work if they're not moving the chains. It just gives our offense the ball back faster. So, you know, we've got to be good on that money down, getting off the field and giving our offense the ball back and being consistently good with that. And offensively, extending the drives and staying on the field and controlling the clock and finishing with some kind of points. And that's going to be our goal, and really anxious to see us play, really excited about the year, really excited about the group, and ready to get it on.
Well, glad to be back.
Yes, sir.
I guess we both did a good enough job that we're back this year. Obviously, you're better than me, but just glad to be back with you.
That's right.
Yeah, but so glad to be back. So glad for your support, continued support. Tomorrow night, 7:30 here at Robert Morgan Field, taking on Clinton Arrows in the Red Carpet Bowl. We'll come back next week. We're going to talk about this Clinton game. Then we'll look ahead to Pearl. We're going to have the Pearl Pirates coming in. So we'll have two home games back-to-back to start the season off. We look forward to seeing you. For Brandon Davis and Josh Morgan, we'll see you next week. Until then, rise up, Vikings.